I'm sick.
Yeah, me too. Sick of not having any new books.
Well, yeah. But I am actually just sick as well.
Oh, are you contagious?
Feeling a little delusional.
Gross.
How many books do you guys offer to pick from each month again?
You must be really ill because you know how this works. Book of the month highlights mostly debut authors, upcoming releases, so that we can always offer you something fresh every month. And each month we offer a range of 5 to 7 picks that you can choose from.
Okay, right. Well, if you could just pick for me this month, I'm thinking new to me author, maybe like
Gotcha.
a fantasy or a romance.
Number 1.
Hey, new luck.
Yeah, hopefully this one is going to take your mind off of that whole thing.
The Lost Story by Meg Schaffer.
This follows 2 friends who, as boys, got lost in this magical place in the woods, and now that they're older, one of their sisters has gone missing in the same place.
Inspired by C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia.
Okay, book number 2.
Oh, The Love of My Afterlife. You know, I might be going there soon.
Okay, I don't think you're dying.
You don't know that.
I would be so lucky.
Delphi died by choking on a microwavable burger, and now she's standing in front of the hottest man she's ever seen. Was I just feverish and hallucinating, or did I read somewhere that Book of the Month now offers audiobooks as an option instead of hardcover, so you can pick one or the other?
Yes, we do. So each month you can either pick a hardcover book or an audio option.
I've had a headache, so maybe I just want to listen to my pick this month instead.
You can select that right in the app, and you can also listen to it on the app as well.
This is just great. Like, I can just lay here in bed and have them ship right to my door.
If you have any friends or other people who would be interested, you can use the code WAVES to get your first book, hardcover book, for $9.99.
Thank you, Bookman.
Okay, we'll feel better. You look awful.
Okay, I'm so excited because today I have a big haul for you. And it's my favorite kind of haul because it is mostly just thrifted books. I think there's only 2 new books that I bought in here, but everything else is thrifted or gifted or found. Not stolen. I do have a kayak reservation in a little bit, so I don't want to rush through this because I really like chatty book hauls. So basically this just might be split up into 2 parts, but let's just get started because I'm just so excited. I kind of just want to start with the packages because, as you can see behind me, I have a bunch of thrift book packages or thrift books packages, and I used to order from thrift books all of the time when I was just starting university. If you haven't heard of them, they're basically just a website with a bunch of thrifted books on them. They do have some new books, although because they are a US company, they like don't ship the new books outside of the United States. So for me as a Canadian, first of all, it is a little bit expensive, but not as expensive as it would be for me just buying new books here. I haven't ordered from them in probably a couple of years. Let's start with this big one. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so some of these might be in questionable quality. The thing with thrift books is that sometimes you have the option to select what kind of quality you want to pay for. Like, there ranges from bad, like there's straight up a bad option, which are obviously the cheapest, and then it goes all the way to like very good, brand new, whatever. So the first book that I see, sorry, I don't know why it made me cry. So the first book that I see here is Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah, it's Puff the Magic Dragon. I didn't know it was like one of these. I know Puff the Magic Dragon is a picture book, but I thought it was gonna be not like the hard baby book, do you know what I mean? With pages that are like tablets, stone tablets. But I have been wanting to read Puff the Magic Dragon for a really long time. I didn't grow up with this, but to Kauai, I don't know how long ago now, I got to learn a little bit about Puff the Magic Dragon and the inspiration for it, and since then I've been wanting to read it. But the thing that made me cry is that there is a little note on the back that says, "To Baby Merritt, wishing you many future adventures. Lots of love from Auntie Nancy. Looking forward to reading and singing with you." There are so many iterations of Puff the Magic Dragon, but this says, "Puff the Magic Dragon, lived by the sea. Welcome to the enchanted land of Honolulu," which is based off of Honolulu, Kauai. A special place where Jackie Paper and his childhood friend Puff share adventures together in this timeless, beloved song. This just looks so cute. Next book that I see. Oh, yes! Yes! Okay, so this is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. Wraiths and Ruin, right? Yeah, Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne Brown. I have been wanting, this is a nice copy. I have been wanting to get my hands on this for a really long time. I listened to this back when the pandemic was just getting started. I feel like everyone has those books that during the pandemic you just really got into and they kind of got you through a lot of it because they just let you escape somewhere else, and A Song of Wraiths and Ruin was one of those books for me. This was so great. This is a YA fantasy, and I'm pretty picky with my YA fantasies, but this one I just love. This one is an old library copy, so it has that like shiny plastic on it. This came from the Cleveland Public Library. We follow Malik. There's this festival that he's like, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna bring my sisters into the city because they have been trying to escape. You okay? They have been trying to escape their war-torn land. A vengeful spirit abducts Malik's younger sister, Nadia. To get his sister back, he is sent on a mission to kill the crown princess, whose name is... what is her name? Karina. Karina is the princess of the city. I just loved it. There was so much adventure. I think the pacing was really good. The writing was solid from what I remember. And there was like migraine representation, which I've never seen. And that is so sad. I've read 1,047 books, and this YA fantasy is the only one I've seen where a main character suffers from like chronic migraines, and like it's on the page, it's like something that's explored, it's discussed, and it's just like, I just feel like that's weird that I've never seen it in any other book, but I really loved The Song of Wraiths and Ruin, and I'm pretty sure the sequel is in this haul because I wanted to get both. But yeah, this is a gorgeous copy. I kind of want to try to take the casing off of it. Few more books in here. What is this? Oh no! It finally happened, guys. It finally happened. I finally bought Normal People. Oh, we didn't do our... oh. Oof. Mold? No, couldn't be. I finally bought Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've never read Normal People. You guys have been yelling at me to read it for a really long time, and because I'm going to be making really soon a video of reading your favorite books, which also kind of coincides with the list video that I made of my new one. I asked 2,000 people what their favorite book was. Normal People ended up on that list, and I really need to read it for that video and just in general. I'm just scared. I'm just a little scared for this. Was thinking that I might not like it. This video will definitely be coming sometime soon. I'm really excited to get to this, but this follows Marianne and Connell. They grew up in the same small town, but they're from very different social backgrounds. Like Connell and his mother are Marianne's family's cleaners that like clean their house, I think, and so it follows them throughout, I think, from high school into adult life, I think. Doesn't smell good. Ooh, this one is nice. Oh, what happened here though? An arc. This is an arc? It's oh, shiny. It's How High We Go in the Dark by Sakura Nagamatsu. So this is a book that I think broke a lot of people's souls. Was it last year, a couple years ago? And I've been wanting to get my hands on this for a while. Not the least because it features a plague discovered in the Arctic Circle. In 2030, a grieving archaeologist arrives in the Arctic Circle to continue the work of his recently deceased daughter. They find the perfectly preserved remains of a girl who appears to have died of an ancient virus, and now they've unleashed the Arctic plague on society, on the whole world. From funerary skyscrapers to hotels for the dead to interstellar starships. It's a bunch of intertwining stories, I think, that like they're not, I don't think it's strictly traditional short stories because they do all happen within the same context and the same world, which I think I would like a little bit more because I'm usually not a fan of short stories, but ooh, yeah. Also, this says ARC. What does it say? Do we think it's an ARC, an advanced reader copy? I think it might be because the text is kind of cut off at the top. This one smells a bit better, but not by much. Kind of smells like a church. Kind of smells like musty god dust. Anyway, that is How High We Go in the Dark. I'm really excited for that. The last book in here, what is going on? This is Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. I feel like I don't know that much about this. Wait, no. I think I've read this. The reason I picked it up and bought it was because it says a snow-frosted, blood-drenched fairy tale. This is just weird though. Here's the spine. Kind of cool, but what's weirder is that someone sprayed these edges themselves. In fact, I'm not gonna lie, did they use nail polish? I think they might have used nail polish. Yeah, look at that though. Okay, so they sprayed it themselves. Here's the inside of it. Oh. Okay, ew though. Okay, but, oh no. Did we hear that? Oh, very good. Which one of you? I just want to talk. Which one of you thought this was a good idea? Who did this? I can't even get the paper. I can't even open the thrift books. The quality sliding, because I know I ordered good. This is good. I can't even, the pages are stuck to, okay, the thing with using potentially nail polish as edge spray, that it sticks. Who did this? Who thought? This feels like it's kind of only good as like a prop now. Let me tell you the plot, I guess. Not that I'm gonna get to know it because I can't even open the damn book. A girl who hears the whispers of the gods inside her head, a prince surrounded by desperate suitors and deadly assassins, a monster hidden behind pale, tortured eyes. Okay. That is so much information. Okay, there's that bag done. Then we have another smaller thrift books package, which hopefully has no DIY sprayed edges. I think I know what these are. Let me just get this one out of the way so we can put them together. It's the second one! It's the second one in, what is the series called? Just a Song of Wraiths and Ruin? This is A Psalm of Storms and Silence. Look at how pretty. Holy, look at how gorgeous. Those sprayed edges. I don't remember, I need to reread. Like, I'm gonna be rereading A Song of Wraiths and Ruin so that I can get to the second one because I need to do a reread. Feels like a craft store, but not like a chain craft store, kind of like one of the ones you would find on the side of the road in the country. And they've got weird craft supplies from like the 70s. So excited to get to this. Okay, let's see under the dust jacket. Got another red. That is book 2. So happy to have this. I didn't tell you what, oh! They did the bottom in glitter. Did they do the top? Yes, and the top. I don't know why this color just really reminds me of ketchup chips, which are disgusting. Nail polish, man. Nail polish. I'm calling it. Other book in here is a manga. Oh, this is like brand new. I got volume 5 of Spy Family because even with the expensive shipping costs, it was cheaper to get it on thrift books than buying manga here. Volume 5, I started reading Spy Family this year, got absolutely hooked into it. I love it so much and I am on the 5th volume, so I can just start this whenever I want. Oh, I've missed them. I've missed them so much. If you've never heard of Spy Family, do yourself a favor because it's gonna make your cheeks hurt, it's gonna make you smile. This is about a spy who has to acquire for himself a fake family so that he can kind of get in good with one of his targets that he's trying to take down, and so he picks up a fake wife, a fake daughter, like he adopts a daughter, and the daughter is a telepath, he's a spy, and his wife is an assassin, and they are all keeping secrets from each other. Well, not Anya, the telepath, because she obviously can read people's minds and just knows everything that's going on, but it's so fun. It's so fun, it's so sweet, it's so wholesome, and of course along the way, they all agree to be a family for different reasons, but along the way they do start to be like, oh, like this family has gone beyond the mission. We are like kind of a family now. We have one more thrift books package. Ooh, a hardcover. Oh, she's naked. No dust jacket, so here we go. This is gorgeous though. This says Darkness Never Works Alone. Darkness Never Works Alone. This is Ruthless Gods, which is the second book to Wicked Saints. I guess I just got both. I think it's a duology. At least, I mean, frick. It's deckled edges, which I hate, but at least they're not stuck together. Plastic. Why is it smelling like plastic? If anyone has read this, is there winter stuff in here? Oh, there's someone highlighted. They only highlighted one line. One line in the whole book. At least when she was asleep, she didn't have to confront the silence in her mind. She wasn't used to being alone with her thoughts and found she hated it. Someone out there is not doing well. I think maybe I'll start with one of the only new books that I bought, and it's a book that I'm reading right now, and that is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. This is the pick for the World Tour Book Club, which I host on Fable. You can find down below for July. So we're reading As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. I've started it and I am 50 pages into it and I'm really liking it. This is quite a heavy book about the Syrian revolution from the perspective of a I think she's 18 when the book begins. It's just really heartbreaking. Basically, she's trying to make the decision if she wants to leave Syria or not. There's also a lot of mentions, so far at least, even just 50 pages in, of Studio Ghibli, a lot of references. Our main character, Salama, has a like hallucinatory creature spirit man who visits her at night named Kaf, which means, I think, fear, if I'm not mistaken, in Arabic, and he's definitely a little bit reminiscent of No Face. He's just like this spectral mass of fear that follows her around everywhere, so there's a lot of cool elements in the story. I'm really liking it so far. It's just very heavy. We stop. I know people, let's get a consensus once again. Do people like the deckled, or as my brother says, speckled edges, or do we not? Because I hate them. I don't like the unevenness of them. I don't like how like it looks like certain pages stick out further than other pages. I just prefer like a nice uniform page smush, you know? Like I don't like seeing this. No, it's not for me. It's just not satisfying, especially when they're not done well and like the pages are kind of fraying out. Do you know what I mean? Sorry. Anyway, this is what we're here for, the little minutia of book things. And this one smells great because it just smells like a new book. It is now that time. I do need to go row across the lake, so I will be back to tell you about the rest of the books that I picked up thrifted in, I'm assuming, a couple of hours. So I'll see you when I'm probably a little bit disheveled and sunburnt. Okay, see you soon. I have put the same shirt back on, but it is not later in the day. It's actually like, it's 2 days later, because the day that I went kayaking, I want to apologize for my voice because it sounds blah, but I really want to get this haul out to you. But the day that I went kayaking, what the heck? I was feeling a little weird in my throat when I went, and literally when I got home, sick. So sick. It was a couple days later, really not feeling great, but I would really like to finish up this haul for you. So, also just so much has happened since we last talked. My fingers got caught in my apartment door, crushed them. I got a cold, feeling really ill. There was a heat wave, my AC broke. I stepped in poison ivy, walked through poison ivy, got it all over my legs and hand. Just what? I'm gonna finish this up. I have a pile and I also have this little bag. In this bag I have a couple of books. The first one was gifted to me by Yen Press. I believe this is not released yet, but I think it's coming out very, very soon. Let me just read the letter. Oh, it comes out a day before my birthday. It will be available on July 23rd, 2024, and that book is Your Letter by Hyun H. Cho. This looks so cute. This cover is just so beautiful. I really love this cover. So this is a manhwa about this girl, Sori, who is hoping for a fresh start at her new school. An anonymous letter taped to the bottom of her desk provides a perfect distraction. Little does she know she's about to embark on the scavenger hunt of a lifetime. We gotta, is this a fold out? Oh, it's a fold out! Ah! Look at how look at. I see cats. I see lots of cats. I see an orange cat. Look it. I love that it's a single volume comic, thank goodness. It deals with bullying and budding friendships, with a charm reminiscent of Studio Ghibli movies. Features a middle school girl who stands for what's right as she goes on a scavenger hunt. Because it's single volume, I think I just might pick this up soon, because you can get a whole story without having to worry about the next one. So that is Your Letter. And then the other book in this bag is one that I bought when I went to an art gallery recently. I mentioned this in my mid-year book freakout tag, but we're gonna open it now because it has the plastic wrap on it. So I found this at an art gallery in like their little bookshop, and this was in the architecture section because it had a bunch on, design and stuff. And I really wanted to buy everything. Oh wait, can we even continue on with the smell test because I'm so stuffed?
up. Math class. Math class, grade 4. This one is Typologies of Big Words. This is such a beautiful book. It's just so expensive. All the other books, I wanted to buy so many books there. This one was $45. Yeah, but the other ones were even more expensive, so I was like, okay, this one looks really cool. I would really like to get this. These books are quite hard to find. I feel like very specific, niche, architectural, design, urbanization books, so like I couldn't find it online anywhere when I searched it up, so in the store I was just like, okay, I will take it home. This is by Sergio Lopez, and it's also called, the little subtitle is Holes of Matter. So if you look inside, it's so cool. Basically, this book is split into different design projects or architectural studies and projects that I think some of them are just theoretical. Most of these are just design proposals. So you get the proposal and then you get an essay with it addressing what the proposal is about or what the design is about. It says it presents new types of spaces as wholes within society's big words. So for example, essay and proposal is named after a spatial type and a big word. So we have stuff like factory of ecology, infrastructure of intimacy, mausoleum of humanity, waiting room of democracy, media lab of safety, office of diversity, museum of capitalism. You kind of get the idea. It just looks so cool, like so unbelievably cool. What is this? What is this about? As attested by philosopher Byung-Chul Han in his book The Burnout Society, 21st century society is no longer a disciplinary society, but rather an achievement society. The main characteristic of this achievement society is extreme positivity, expressed through overproduction and hyperactivity. That is Typologies of Big Words. That is my jam. We have this final stack here, which is thrifted and found books. So let's start with the found, because you are not going to believe what I found in a book box. All 3 of them, hardback, pristine quality, looks like they've never been read. Do you want to guess what series this is? It says Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. I found the trilogy. It is a trilogy, right? I'm pretty sure there's only 3 books. And then there's companion novels too. But I found these in a little free library box. And obviously I went back and populated it with my own gifts, but they weren't near as good as this probably. Oh my god. These are the deluxe 10th anniversary editions, which I didn't know existed. And like, to be fair, I don't love the design of these. I just think they're pretty mediocre. Although, wait, I haven't looked under the dust jacket. Yeah, they're okay. For the 10th anniversary, I would, I don't know, expect something a little bit more wowing, but the main thing is that I have them. I love books that come with their own bookmarks. So this is The Golden Compass. I listened to The Golden Compass years ago now, but I really loved it, of course, because we follow Lyra. She lives at Oxford, and she starts to learn about her uncle's, expedition to the Arctic and weird stuff that is going on up there. So I just love it. I think Philip Pullman is such a great writer. He's so funny, and I just think he's so talented. And guys, the deckled edge epidemic continues. So far, I have only read The Golden Compass, or Northern Lights as it's also called, but I loved it, and I'm so excited to read it physically. If anyone has seen the TV show as well, I'm not sure what happened with that or if it's still running at all, but if you saw it, did you like it? Was it good? What did you think? Let me know, because I have not gone near it yet. But we have The Golden Compass in this gorgeous blue color. It smells like when you leave your wet towels out in the sun too long after you go for a swim. That's what it smells like. The second book, which is The Subtle Knife, in this nice plum color. Nice. Lastly, we have the Amber Spyglass in this nice burnt orange, if you will. So there they are. This is middle grade fantasy if you are interested, but also know that it is very heavily inspired by Paradise Lost by John Milton, which just love it. So I can't believe I found these. I'm just still pretty shook about this, but that is the Golden Compass trilogy. I now have them all. Next up, I bought a book that is not for me. I bought this for my best friend, Carolyn, over at Carolyn Mary Reads, but I'm gonna show you because I already showed her over FaceTime. I was like, hey, I got you this book, can I just show you now? And that is the illustrated Don Quixote by Cervantes. I saw this in a thrift store because I went thrift shopping a little bit ago, and I was like, oh my god, Carolyn loves Don Quixote, and it's also illustrated by Chris Riddell, which is one of her favorite illustrators, so I was like, I need to bring that. I need to bring that home. I need to get it for her. And it's like, it's stunning. I didn't know this existed. It is fully illustrated. I'm pretty sure it's an abridged version of Don Quixote, but it has illustrations on almost every single page. Like seriously, on almost every single page. And it comes with so many different, I don't know, so many different little features. It looks like it's such, it just looks amazing. I still have not yet read Don Quixote, but I really need to. If you don't know what this classic is about, we follow this man who just thinks he's a knight. He's an aging Spanish gentleman who reads so many books about chivalric knighthood that he imagines himself to be a knight errant. Accompanied by his faithful and philosophical squire, he embarks on a series of absurdly fantastic adventures across 16th century Spain. Okay, and then the other books that I found at the thrift shop. First up, I grabbed Winter by, I almost said Stephanie Garber, Marissa Meyer. This is actually the fourth and final book in the Lunar Chronicles series, which I loved as a teenager, and I actually finished Winter up, I think, right before I started BookTube. I remember it being one of the last books that I read before I was like, oh, I should start a BookTube channel. But I haven't read the series in a while, and they came out, I really love these new covers. They came out with these gorgeous new covers. You can like see them on the back. But yeah, I found this one at the thrift store and it was only, and like a little illustration. It was only $7, so I was like, I would like to have you because I would kind of like to own the series and reread them. This one smells, oh, okay. There is this specific page smell. This is gonna be maybe weird, but I have been searching for it for so long. Like it's a certain type of paper that when it gets like older, it starts to smell a different way. And I know this because my Harry Potter books were all thrifted that I got as a kid, and they all smelled this way. And they all smelled so good, and it's so hard to replicate or find this exact smell. But when you do, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I associate it so much with, like, magic and Hogwarts now that it just smells so good. Don't know what it is or, like, what set of circumstances has to happen to a book in order for it to start smelling this way. It's, like, vaguely sweet, a little bit, like, oaky. Let me just get back to the book. This is Winter, and if you've never heard of the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, it is a set of 4 stories, all set in, like, a futuristic, just set in, like, it's, like, sci-fi fantasy-ish, but they're all retellings of fairy tales. So the first one is called Cinder, and it's a retelling of Cinderella in which she is a cyborg. The second one is Scarlet, which is Little Red Riding Hood. We have Cress, who is Rapunzel, who lives on a satellite orbiting, I don't know if it's really Earth anymore, but the other thing is that they are heavily inspired by Sailor Moon, and I love it. It's fun, and like they all eventually kind of converge and their stories merge, and it's really, really fun. So you don't have to like say goodbye to any of the characters that you were following previously because they all start to pop up in each other's stories, and I just remember loving it. So I would love to see if they hold up. I'm really hoping they do. I remember Cinder being my favorite, and Winter. I think the first and the last books were my favorite, so that is Winter. And Winter is Snow White, if I didn't say that. So we have 2 books that I had never heard of, and 1 book that I knew I wanted to get and I found at the thrift store and got, and then 1 book that I was like, this is silly, I'm just gonna get it. So let me start with the 2 that I just found serendipitously at the thrift store, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, so the first one is called Those Who Run in the Sky by Aviak Johnson. Obviously, what caught my eye was the polar bears, the Northern Lights. The author is Anouk from Nunavut, and this just sounds, it just sounds so good. I'm so excited. So after a strange and violent blizzard leaves Pitu stranded on the sea ice without his dog team or any weapons, he soon realizes that he is no longer in the world that he once knew. The storm has carried him into the world of the spirits, a world populated by terrifying creatures. And he tries to find his way, like, back home. There are illustrations in here as well. Oh! Very excited because I have this now, and I also found, thrifted as well, a collection of short stories from the Arctic, which is another collection of Inuit authors writing about, I think they're horror short stories set in the Arctic, so I'm excited to have both of those for me waiting to go this winter. But that is Those Who Run in the Sky. I just love when you go thrift stores and you find new treasures, so very, very happy to have that. And then the other one that I found is by an author that I've read, didn't know this was a book of his, and it's Cain by So excited. I read Blindness last year, really enjoyed it. This one looks maybe a bit more my speed because I love anything to do with like, I just love when anyone talks about like the Bible and religion and reworks it. I think it's fantastic. So this is actually his last novel, Saramago's last novel. He reimagines the characters and narratives of the Old Testament. I don't think it's exclusively about Cain because it starts like, you know, in the beginning. He makes his way through the world in the company of a personable donkey. He's a witness to and participant in the stories of Isaac and Abraham, the destruction of the Tower of Babel, Moses and the golden calf, the trials of Job. It's just the whole thing is like Cain in conversation with God throughout all of the events of the Old Testament, I believe. This was only $8. It looks so good. This kind of reminds me of Grendel. I also found a plane ticket in the book, which was interesting. This is from Air Canada. I don't think plane tickets have the year on them, which is kind of frustrating because I would like to know how old this is. But our dear Van Heest, if you're watching this, was going from Toronto to Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. So I hope you had a fun time, and if you're reading Cain on the plane, I hope it was really good. I love finding little treasures like this in there. I think that's so precious. Finally, I have 2 books left to show you, so let me start with the really silly one. I didn't really play with these toys in my childhood, but my neighbors did. How do I explain this to you? Let me just show you. I got the first Bionicle book, which is Tale of the Toa by C.A. Hapka. Did anyone have Bionicles? Did anyone play with Bionicles? I just kind of want to read it. Finally, the last book that I got has been on my wish list for a while, and I found like a pretty new copy of it at the thrift store. This was $12. It's a more recent release, and it won the 2020 International Booker Prize, and that is The Discomfort of Evening. Oh, I'm gonna mess this name up, man. It's a Dutch novel, and I'm gonna mess it up, and I'm so sorry. By Marieke Lucas Rijneveld. Help me, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is The Discomfort of Evening. I've heard that this is so graphic, shocking, horrifying, uncomfortable, unsettling. Cover? I don't know what I'm looking at. I guess it's a hung jacket? Yeah. I heard about this on BookTube actually, and I haven't heard anyone else. I think I only saw one person talk about it, but it's been in my mind for a couple years, so very happy to find it thrifted. But it's a searing portrait of Yas, a girl whose brother's death punctures the routines of her devout farming family. But like, we're not like a normal fun farming family. We're like running a cult, and I think being very obsessively religious, if I'm not mistaken. Jas and her siblings develop a curiosity about death that leads them into increasingly disturbing rituals and fantasies. I flipped through some of this. Yikes. It does look very disturbing. Very interesting. So that is the last book that I got, and that is The Discomfort of Evening. So I'm gonna go because my throat is raking shards of a glass down my esophagus. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. I hope you got some recommendations. I will see you very, very soon in my next video. Thanks for hanging out. Ciao.
Take your time, fall in line someday. It's hard to win.